Hello, my name is Craig, I'm 43 years old, and I'm gonna tell you why getting older is awesome. More or less, depending on factors. As you all know, my ultimate goal is to become the all-seeing, all-knowing space baby at the center of the universe, and to do that I'm gonna need to figure out how to get younger, but in the meantime, we're all getting older, so let's figure out why getting older is kinda awesome. Yes, there are downsides to getting older, and if you wanna know those, go watch some other jerks videos. This video is about being positive, okay? I'm not gonna mention downsides such as declining health, decreased energy, physical pain, worse sleep, same shirt, different day, decreased interest in activities you used to love, all your friends living too far away and being busy with kids, and the ever-encroaching specter of death. Nope, not going to talk about those things. Also, the good things about getting older are not going to be the same for everyone. There's an exception to every rule, including this one. That doesn't make any sense. Bad things can happen at any point in life. Some have been dealt a bad deck. Some have been dealt a full house. That sounds crowded and unpleasant. Royal flush. That sounds like a plumbing problem. Maybe something smaller. Pair of deuces. That also sounds like a plumbing problem. Point is, not all applies to everyone. I'm going to try to be as general as possible based on what I've read that you've said on the Beard Lovers subreddit and on other Reddits and videos I've watched, and most importantly, my own experience. Because believe it or not, I have also lived a life. Kind of a weird one because I've been a full-time YouTuber since I was 29, but 3 things. That's becoming much more common. What is even weird even? One more thing. Yes, 43 is not old per se. 40 is the new 20. Life begins at 40. Don't stop believing. Be the change you want to see in the world. There are many of you who are older than me who are scoffing right now. And coughing if you smoke a lot. Again, I'm just speaking from experience. I might not be old to your standards, but I am getting older, as we all are, unless you're not. If so, how did you figure it out? I really need to be that space baby. Plus, getting old sucks. Anyway, here's why getting old is awesome. I found 3 Reddit threads on the subject that had nearly identical top comments, so we'll start there. You stop giving a f***. Maybe in your old age because you figured out who you are, or you figured out that most other people only give a f*** about themselves, or because of the ever-encroaching specter of death, you stop giving a f***. I don't know. But I do know I just have less scruples as I get older. Go to the grocery store in my pajama pants. I'll go out to eat at a restaurant by myself. And sometimes I'll get the dessert for 2. And I might use the women's bathroom if the men's is occupied. I might ask first though. I'll read negative comments to this video and forget about them. I'll let the grass grow longer than my neighbors because I don't give a f*** about lawn care or what they think. I guess I've never really cared about lawn care, but even less now. I'll just let the clean dishes drip dry on the counter. I don't even care that this shot is canted. And I'm shirtless in this one. Some nights, I skip flossing my teeth. If someone gives me a dirty look, I shiv them. No. So much I used to care about that I absolutely do not now. And that's nice. Next, experience. Experience helps teach me what to not give a about. There is no better teacher than experience. I'm not even sure that that's true. I can think of a lot of great teachers and a lot of people with experience who are just really dumb. But experience is a pretty good teacher. And a lot of the other things on this list are a result of experience, such as making less mistakes, fewer mistakes. I have done a lot of stupid things in my life, and because of that, I have learned to avoid some of them. I respect sunscreen a whole lot more now, and when I go swimming, I wear a swim shirt. Downside is I'm denying beachgoers my incredible physique. Nothing's perfect, except for my physique. I'm very good about letting my server know about my tree nut allergy. It only took 9 or 10 hospital visits. I remember to put my pencil in my pocket so it's not trapped in the overhead when I want to do the Sudoku on takeoff. Actually, they don't have the magazine as often anymore, which is why I put my earbuds in my pocket and my Nintendo in my carry-on under the seat. Actually, on my last trip, I discovered that I can fit the whole Switch in my pocket. Amazing. Which brings us to, more tricks. For instance, I can reduce flight anxiety by playing the Sudoku or the Switch on the plane. And I can make my cuts in my video smoother and quicker by layering the audio and doing microfades. And sometimes making J-cuts with the video. Probably not that long though, that was overdoing it. I make money off of credit cards using rewards, which is something any credit card owning age person could do, but I was an idiot and didn't do it when I was younger. I wear my shoes looser so that I can slip them off and put them back on without tying and untying. I think a lot of people already know this. I didn't. I was dumb. I probably thought I was gonna wear out my shoes or whatever, but now I don't give a I save time beard trimming by not doing it that often. And my butt's cleaner because I have a bidet. Jealous? Well, jealousy. You have never done a thing for me. No, you've never done a thing for me. Jealousy, jealousy. Spoon. Good song, good band, good utensil. Okay, for me, jealousy, it's kind of gone away. And I think it's for 2 reasons. I know myself better and what makes me happy, and 2, I'm more aware of the downsides of everything. Like if I see someone with a fancy car, I'm like, huh, that looks expensive, and then I'd have to pay for insurance, and then there'd be a lot of upkeep, worrying about it being clean and being in good condition. Or if I see someone excelling in their career, doing way better in the same career as me, I think, huh, that looks stressful to maintain. And all that fame seems nice, but fame has a lot of pretty dark downsides as well. Not all the jealousy is gone, of course. Like if I see someone with a Twix and I haven't had a Twix in a while, gimme. Almost never bored. This could have something to do with having all the information in the world in my pocket and all of Hyrule in my pocket. But as I get older, I find doing nothing desirable. Like this entire video, I've been yap, 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 yap. Observe how nice it is for me to not do that. You were all like, thank God! More accurate expectations. When I do stuff, I generally know what it's gonna be like and how I'm gonna feel. And that's nice because it reduces... Still learning the trick of putting it on Do Not Disturb. And this is nice because it reduces anxiety and disappointment. And I know what things I will reject because I know I'm not gonna like them. If someone's like, hey, you wanna go thrifting? No! Get away! Or they say, wanna go play pinball? Okay, but will there be regular arcade games there? Because that would be better. Unpopular opinion, but after a lifetime of playing pinball, I'm not that big into pinball, you guys. Every game is basically the same thing with a few variations. I'll still play them, but I adjust my expectations. Do you think my opinion's wrong? More comfortable with being wrong. Even though in this case I'm not. Yes, I make fewer mistakes, but when I make them, it's not that big a deal. Who cares? I've been wrong so many times. It's fine. Life goes on. Unless I was wrong about whether a car was coming when I crossed the street. Then life doesn't go on. So far I haven't been wrong about that though. Knock on flesh. More comfortable letting others think they're right. I think most fights that I've gotten into, especially online, are trying to let others know that they got it wrong. I still do this, but not nearly as much, and I care far less about it because I realize how futile our little argument is in the grand scheme of things, and fighting rarely changes minds. After years of making YouTube videos, I've probably stopped myself thousands of times from starting an argument with someone in the comments who clearly got it wrong. In my opinion. This leads to fewer arguments and more plentiful happinesses. More open to self-improvement. Because with age, I know myself better, I'm aware of where I need to improve, how wrong I can be, and how often others can actually be right, I'm more willing to give their ideas a try. Hence the past 5 years of trying out health challenges and watching what I eat and working out. I used to think I wasn't the health nut type. But now, as in my old age, I realize thinking in terms of a type of person is actually really silly. It's just important to care about your health if you want to feel good, have more energy, and hopefully be around longer. Next one's from the Beard Lover subreddit. I get to say, back in my day, a lot. And that's good because it makes me feel like a wise old sage. Not sure if I appear that way. Maybe if I put a wig on. No, it doesn't work. Maybe I need a staff. You shall not pass! Shorts aren't doing me any favors. Another Reddit one. Beard gets gray hair. That doesn't apply to everybody, but yeah, I agree. I like it. Why? I don't know. Probably the wise old sage thing again. Pretty much all the things on this list lead to calmer. I'm usually content. I don't get too anxious or angry. No! Get away! Don't really have regrets or deeply unfulfilled desires or jealousy of other walks of life. I do put out a lot of videos, but I don't feel like I have to constantly grind as hard as I used to. I mean, I grind coffee beans every morning, but that is just the word grind in a different context. What a stupid thing to say. I don't give a f***. It's not all perfect, but as I get older, I'm getting more confident in who I am and what I do. And, yeah, will always love me. Point is, for me, getting older, it's kind of awesome. I'm good. You know what else is good? Having an eSIM when you travel. Thanks to Saily for sponsoring this video. Saily's the new eSIM service by Nord Security. If you want to act your age and be responsible, you gotta prepare for stuff. Life's greatest irony is when you go on trips, it's literally the most important time for your phone to be working, and it is the most likely time when it is not. Ernest Hemingway. Well, with Saily, when you set Saily, it's no longer a problem. You don't need to bother with stupid SIM cards. Come on, super simple. I didn't even intend for that to be a pun when I wrote it. Wow. You just download the app once, iOS and Android compatible, mind you, and if it's not compatible with your phone, well, then you get a refund. Buy a plan from whatever country you're gonna be in. They only have like over 150 countries, so good luck, Magellan. And then choose how long you want to be there. And then you can just wander around Mauritius, easily finding the best rated gâteau piment, local Mauritius cuisine, or whatever, wherever you are. Boom! A cheap, extremely convenient way to not be a dingus while you're on the road. If you're still a dingus at home, well, I can't help you. Well, I might be able to help you, but that would be for a different video later. And if you still need help when you're on the road, well, they got 24/7 customer support. I did the math, that means all the time. And it's so cheap that it's zero if you're one of the first 5,000 people to go to Saily.com/WheezyWaiter and use coupon code WheezyWaiter for 1 GB plan free. Man, when I was overseas, I wish I would have had this service. You kids got it good. I just had spotty service and was afraid to use my phone because I was afraid I was getting charged enormously, and I ended up being charged enormously. But again, you get it free if you're one of the first 5,000 to go to Saily.com/WheezyWaiter and use code WheezyWaiter to get 1 GB of data free. Thank you, Saily, and thank you for watching. I hope I helped ease any of your fears about getting older. I mean, I may have increased some of your fears as well. I'm sorry. But that is all. Thank you for watching. Remember to brush your teeth, look both ways before going to bed, and maybe wear a hat more outside, because otherwise you will go bald. I don't know if that helps. I don't know. I'm making this up. I just know that it feels really good to have this hair right now.